So guys, welcome back to another episode of the Ian West Network, and today I have another product, but this one is actually from Five Below, so you know I purchased it. Anyway, it's called the BassJaxx Smiley. Now it is a fabric speaker mixed with plastic and fabric. I thought it was pretty nice looking inside the store. There was about maybe 10 of them or maybe 15 of them inside the store, but it wasn't on the rack yet, but it was for purchase. And you know, when I look at some of the specifications, I do think that this is probably going to be one of their better microphones, so my fingers are crossed. So what do we have here? We have 8 hours of battery life total in one charge. That depends on if you listen to it above 50%. About 2 to 3 hours of battery life to 2 to 3 hours to actually charge the headset from 0 to 100%. It does have 32 feet in Bluetooth range, so kind of keep that in mind. Bluetooth 5.3. It does actually have a mode where you can use the SD card by itself and play music from it. But let's be real here. If you have an SD card and you have a computer and you have all these tech tools, 9 times out of 10, you probably have a phone also. So Bluetooth mode is what we're going to test today. Now it does actually have physical buttons. As you can see, the plus and minus button doubles down as change song in addition to actually volume up and down, depending if you hold it or tap it. You do have a pause and play button. And lastly, you have a physical power button to power the headset on and off. So with that being said, this is everything that comes with it. You do also have a USB-C connection for the people out there. So for the iPhone 15, 16 users and basically every Android phone user in the world, your charger should theoretically work for this without a problem. But just double check and plug it in to make sure. Lastly, it is 10 watts, so it's not a crazy loud speaker, but at the end of the day, like I always say, it really depends on the quality of the speakers that they use. Wattage can be low and still sound good, and hopefully the speaker lives up to the expectations. But with that being said, let's get right into this review. You can see how the speaker looks right now, me just spinning it around and just showing you all its glory. I think it's a cool looking speaker, but at the end of the day, cool doesn't equate to whether it's quality or not. Timestamps in the description. Let's get right into this video. So syncing the speaker is actually going to be very, very easy. On the top right here, this is the power button for anyone that's wondering. Minus, pause and play. And then you have the volume up, which also doubles down as changing the songs in case you're wondering. So you hold the power button.
Power on. Pairing mode.
That's a very strong speaker so far. You know, it's funny, when I first saw this, I already knew that it was probably going to have a decent speaker and decent volume, but we haven't gotten to that part yet. But I do have some pretty high expectations so far. So anyway, now that it's in pairing mode, all we have to do is hit scan on the device I hit scan on the particular tablet that I'm using. Normally, it just picks up right away if you're in a Bluetooth. This is SP-0266 speaker. Something tells me that that's probably the speaker. A lot of them have these weird names, and inside of the settings will probably tell you what the speaker is if you paid attention to the earlier part of the video, but no big deal. You just tap that and press pair.
Connected.
And we are good to go. So again, the speaker is going to be called SP-0266 speaker. Mine actually has about 80% initially when I first unboxed it, but obviously if you want to get the full 8-hour battery life, just make sure you charge this beforehand. So now we need to actually check the quality of the music. Now for anyone wondering, 2 songs are going to be played, Ice and Fire. And the second one is going to be Warzone. Both of these are YouTube friendly songs. So let's listen to the quality of the speaker. Is this max volume? It's not. Okay. It's about 70% right now. This sounds really good for 70%. Not bad at all. Yeah, it's not a bad sounding speaker. It has nice bass to it. The vocals come out very, very clean. But not vocals. The quality of the microphone itself comes out very, very clean. Let's try 100%. Ooh, sounds good and clear. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so for the second sample, we're going to use Ice and Fire. And don't worry, we're going to talk a little bit about this music. This is a nice speaker. I'm actually going to keep this on my desk at home. I like this. concise. I'm curious to how the vocals come out though. That's what really matters. How well the vocals mesh with the other instruments playing in the background. This is definitely better than $7 so far.
Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Okay.
You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of...
Okay, so that's the sound sample right there. So let's just talk about this for a few minutes before we hop on to the next section. Now, like I always say, BassJaxx is hit and miss. When I first saw this speaker on the rack and I saw it inside the box and how it was packaged, sometimes you come across a product and you're like, I know this product is actually good. And I'm glad that I picked this up instead of a charger for $7. Anyway, the point that I have to say is that the bass is actually very good on this, though I do feel like the instrument is a tad bit muffled. Don't get me wrong, if you play it between 50% all the way to 100%, if you notice the clarity in the music, it didn't break up. I didn't feel like the bass was overpowering or bleeding or was felling or was just screeching or anything like that. The vocals sound very, very clear. The instruments playing in the background could be heard and were very pronounced. The only downside I can say to the speaker is that because it sounds like, or put it this way, if you have a high quality headset and then put your hand over your earbud, it'll sound a tad bit muffled. That's how this headset sounds in person to me as a buyer. But overall, outside of that, it still sounds very, very good. Like there's a thin layer of paper over the speaker stopping its full potential. But at the end of the day, it's still loud. It's very concise. It's very clear. It sounds very good. You have a long battery life. To be honest, I think that anyone that buys this is probably one of the better speakers that you can get at Five Below for $7, which is super, super surprising. And I've done reviews on speakers that were 15, 20, 25. And even though I liked a lot of those speakers, the quality of sound overall in this, when you hear it in front of you, you can feel the rumble in the speaker. You can feel the quality as the speaker is sitting right in front of your face. And I was really, really surprised at how good it actually is. If they were to actually put this sound profile the way they did with this Smiley speaker right here and a lot of their other products, they can actually be a contender for, buying. Obviously, they're not going to beat out higher end brands like Beats and J-Labs and Soundcores and things like that. But for that cheap asking price at Five Below, this is not bad at all. So let me just kind of give you another, I'm just going to play Warzone again. As a matter of fact, let me play something else real fast. Contrast. Listen to that clarity. Sounds very, very good. Like again, I have nothing negative to really say about this. To be honest, I can stop this section, but I just want to hear the music. It's good, man. This is a good speaker. Yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about it outside of it feeling like, maybe it's too much plastic in front of the actual, what's the word I'm looking for? The speaker itself inside, the way this is built. The fabric feels good. It doesn't feel like this is good, man. This is just a good speaker. Anyway, let's move on. I can do this for probably 20 minutes, talk about quality of music, but you guys already got the point.
So this speaker does have an option where you can actually talk to people through a phone call. Now, for anyone wondering, I am using the OBS software. Change the mic aux setting to the actual microphone for the speaker so you can hear how clear or lack of clarity, there is for this particular Bluetooth. And in case you're wondering, yes, it's called the BassJaxx Smiley for the person that may have skipped another section. So if this sounds good to you, it will work during phone calls, though I do expect you to temper your expectations because it is a $7 speaker from Five Below, and they don't necessarily have the best microphones. But it is an additional feature that I think is a cool thing to have, especially with the quality of sound that this has already.
So the question is this guy, the Smiley, worth the asking price? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Now, let's kind of go over a couple things. You do have the option of using this with an SD card, which I did skip that part because I don't really see anyone in 2025 using that feature. Yes, it's useful, but everyone pretty much has a smartphone for the most part, and it actually requires more work to put something on an SD card and then plug it up to a speaker, so kind of keep that in mind. It does have changing color, LED color changing LED. I probably said that incorrectly. You have a 10-watt speaker, which really does have superior sound. That's surprising right there, especially from BassJaxx. You have a long 8-hour battery life. The speaker looks good. It sounds good. It doesn't look super cheap either. This looks like something that you can actually find at a Ross or a Burlington, or if you went to like some type of electronic store that they have sitting on a counter as like an aesthetic. But the speaker actually sounds good. At the end of the day, I actually plan on putting this on my desk, on my computer desk, because it's a good product. Even though it's cheap, it's not about price for me. It's about performance. How does it look? I mean, obviously how does it look matters, but how does it sound? How is the overall quality of the product? And this is very, very good. The bass sounds good. The music sounds good. Outside of that one hiccup that we talked about during the music section, it's just an overall good speaker. And I'm actually super excited that I purchased this. And I plan on getting more, because when I start giving away some more stuff, and I do that to like churches and different places for people that want electronics and stuff, you never know. Everyone lives different circumstances, and sometimes getting a handout or a helping hand, you know, brightens up your day, makes life worth living. I want to give these away. These are really, really good speakers. So I'm going to probably buy about 7 or 8 more of them just to give to other people along with other products. I like it. It's a plus in my book. And this one I'm personally keeping for myself. But anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.